So I missed the memo that this was a Web3 event. I thought this was a hybrid event. So I'll try to go off script here a little bit. But just to kick off, what do you think all of these pictures have in common? I guess, any guesses? I heard marketing, yeah, totally marketing. There's a bit more to it, a bit specific. What else? Promotion, yeah, totally. All of these businesses grow via referrals in one way, shape, or form. And they're all attributed, right? So College Pro, for example, you go door to door. If you sign up a painting contract, you get rewarded. World Guide cookies, there's prizes, so on and so forth. I'll tell you a bit about my story and how I got into Web3. I'm a founder entrepreneur from between Montreal and Toronto. My last company was called Setter. At peak, we were about 100 people, and we had a team of 40 in Manila before we sold it. And after we sold it, and I was trying to figure out what to do next, I was speaking with the team there in the Philippines. And whilst this was early 2021, and whilst, by the way, how many people have a crypto wallet? Raise your hand. That's pretty good. It's about half of the group here at a Web3 event. In early 2021, maybe 10% of Canadians had a crypto wallet, 5% potentially. In the Philippines, we had this team of 40. Everyone on the team of 40, not one person did not have a crypto wallet. And that was for two reasons. One is because of this game called Axie Infinity. Has anybody heard of this game? Absolutely terrible game. I don't know if you ever played it. It's brutal. But you would earn these tokens when you played the game. And the game blew up. It's one of the fastest growing games of all time, I think top 5. Because of referral marketing, right? So people sort of learned about this thing and they tell it to other people and it grew very, very fast. The thing I noticed as I went down the rabbit hole was all of a sudden, where on the internet, if you looked historically at the internet, it was really good at collecting payments from people, right? E-commerce is one of the biggest businesses on the internet, but it was really bad at paying users. So the payment flows were single directional. But then, and why, right? It's because you need a coincidence of technologies, right? They need to use PayPal, you need to be on PayPal, or they're gonna do that bank thing. I don't know if did anybody play poker and take out money from the poker site? Yeah. It was hard, right? They do that micro deposit thing, then you wait 2 days and you'd be like, yeah, I got 11 cents, and then finally they can send you money. On the blockchain, anybody that logs into your app, they're logging in with an address that you can send money to. And so we think that referral marketing will be much, much bigger, and it's frankly the reason that a lot of these companies have grown so fast. But of course, it's a big thing on the internet, even historically. Concurrently, by the way, if you just look at sort of the broader landscape, there's more and more spend on digital advertising platforms. There's a stagnating number of people on the internet, particularly in the Western world. The results rising CAC for everybody. So this is sort of the CAC payback period for top SaaS companies. And there's less money being invested into companies. But by the way, Alex still invests, so if anybody has a good company, you should speak to him. And so we need new ways to grow businesses, and we need to go back to the sustainable systems. Referral marketing's that. It ends up being way more affordable than alternatives. Referral leads convert 4x higher because the trust is already baked in. And it turns out that anybody that was referred has a much higher retention. They stick around 37% of the time. We were thinking of having, Newton actually made this page. He was thinking about putting a sheep page, but we figured horses was a bit more appropriate way to refer to your customers. By the way, I'm not sure if anybody knows just the extent to which referral marketing has driven the success of some of the businesses that we all know and love. Referral marketing drove 2.8 million signups at Dropbox. You remember when you'd give a friend 500 megabytes, you'd get 500 megabytes. Originally it was like 250 megabytes, but they doubled it. PayPal grew at 7 to 10% a day. And if you hear Elon Musk or Peter Thiel talk about it, it was mostly driven by referral marketing. And that's true in crypto too. So Lido is a staking protocol. They've managed to secure 1.5 million ETH staked via referral marketing. Coinbase has an affiliate program where they'll pay out 50% of fees for the first 3 months if you refer someone. And then they also add their like $25 give-get thing. And if you hear execs speak, it's also driven most of their growth. And so you all want to be doing referral marketing. I don't know how we're doing for time. I think this presentation is way longer than 5 minutes. And so Newton and JL, my colleagues here, we were taking bets on how many of these I could get through before I get cut off. How are we doing on time? We're at 3 minutes. 3 more minutes. Okay, so I'll go through some examples of how companies, both in Web 2 and Web 3, use referral marketing to grow and what specifically they did right. And just a question, how many people are at a company that has a referral marketing program? Raise your hands. It's tiny, 5%. Yeah, we have one. Well, so everybody should be thinking about it. And so here are some principles if you are so inspired to start a referral marketing program. By the way, if you're in Web 2, start it in Web 2. If you're in Web 3, reach out to us. We can help you start it in Web 3. A few things you want to do. So one is if you do have a referral marketing program, you got to show it everywhere. A lot of people start this thing and they don't show it anywhere. You want to put it on your product, post-purchase. You want to do email marketing. You want to use double-sided incentives. So if you're creating a referral program, if there's nothing in it for the claimers, the referrers aren't going to bother referring it because nobody's going to care. So you got to give something to both the referrers and the claimers. Biggest mistake people make is they make tiny rewards because they're like, hey, this is a referral program. It should be cheap. But the truth is nobody's going to refer your thing if there's not significant rewards. Tesla is one of the king of referral marketing. It actually, at times, has driven more than 50% of Tesla car sales. They had a $1,000 referral program. If you watch what they do with the solar business, which is now Tesla, formerly Solar City, they're constantly shifting the rewards between like $50 to $400. And the execs talk about how that dramatically drives a difference in terms of results. You want to structure it so that everybody can make progress along your referral program. You want them to be able to see the status of their referrals. You want to have products that align with your brand. So here, the hustle. So the Morning Brew grew from 100,000 to 1.5 million people in 18 months with exciting products. This is a really fun one. Nasita, I think I've told you about this. So this is actually a newsletter partner of ours. Right now they grow about 20%. They get about 20% of their growth through referrals. And the only prize for the referral is a POAP. It's non-financialized, there's nothing to it. There's just the speculation that downstream it might be worth something. And so, anyway, it's cool blending of the worlds. This is one of our partners. So they run a time-bound program, and it's increased their referrals by about 50%. Who here's heard of GMX? Has anybody heard of GMX? I heard one, yeah. They're quite large. So they have a very successful referral program. They run tiers. So actually, the more referrals you get, the more you earn. So it incentivizes you to sort of be a deep participant. Blur, which is a competitor to Rarible, has gamified their referral program. And so they have like a leaderboard. They have these prizes that might be different amounts of tokens. I think I'm cut off here. So, okay. Here you can see, by the way, the market share of Blur post-implementation of their airdrop program. They're the orange. So you can see they've really been eating up share from some of the other participants. This is one of our partners. This is, by the way, their community. So it's a bunch of people in Discord. And they just sort of make it fun. You do things, you get a lottery ticket for a potential prize. It's called the Bakery. And with them, in about 3 hours, we drove 500 installs of a human-readable Chrome extension that helps you understand what you're signing before you sign it. Anyways, there's a few more examples here, but I can wrap it up and take any. So the last thing you want to do is, who here has heard of Amway? You're probably not pleased that you heard of Amway. Amway they have a bit of a Ponzi dynamic going, but it's been really effective at actually proliferating their business. And so this system of rewarding people for referring people and then getting a percentage of their referrals is really effective for creating a really viral program. There's this platform in Web3, it's kind of the Web3 LinkedIn, it's called Backdrop. So if any of you are, by the way, interested in sort of plugging into a LinkedIn that's Web3, check it out. They implemented this program called Gems, where you earn a percentage of the gems that the person that you refer into Backdrop earns, and you earn the gems if you refer other people. Anyways, if you speak to the founder of Backdrop, this thing's driving incredible growth. And so these are the things that you want to do if you're creating a referral program. And you want to be doing that both in Web 2 and Web 3. In Web 3, we think it's going to be a lot bigger, and it's the primary reason why crypto companies grow about 10 times faster than Web 2 companies. So stop there.
Good. Do we have questions here? Okay.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. What's the main difference of referral marketing between Web 3 and Web 2? Is it that you are giving the bonus in cryptos and equivalent currencies, or something else as well?
That's one of them. So all the rewards for our program are crypto-based, so they're NFTs or they're tokens. The other thing is the conversion events themselves, the thing that you refer people to, can be on-chain. So it could be an NFT mint or a token transfer or something like that, which ends up being quite interesting because from an implementation standpoint, you don't actually have to implement anything into your app just because it's on-chain, so to speak. Yeah.
Cool. Next question.
I think there's one over
okay.
here.
In my blind spot.
Hey, so I just had a quick question centered around like gamification of these type of offers. Like, what are some elements of gamification you find work best with, let's say, the onboarding the Web 2 to Web 3 audience in this capacity?
I mean, it's independent of onboarding Web 2 to Web 3. Generally, the thing people like the most is the leaderboard. People freaking love leaderboards, and it's blown my mind the extent to which people go crazy to try to climb. You know, they're like in 9th place, they want to be 5th. People are competitive. It's kind of crazy. So leaderboard's the number one thing. What Blur did was they created elements of chance. So when you participate in the program, you got these care packages that would entitle you to tokens. You know all about this. They'd entitle you to tokens, but you wouldn't know how many tokens exactly when they revealed the package downstream. And by the way, it's also kind of part of NFT mints, right? Often, if you're minting a PFP, these 10,000 collections, when you see these avatars like Lean's on there, usually you don't know what you get. Like you first mint it, and then you have to wait a day or something before you actually learn what you minted. And people love that. Yeah, totally.
So I guess I'll ask one last question. You talked about 10 things to do. What's one thing not to do with the referral program?
The opposite of those 10 things.
Okay. Can I get a round of applause?